Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report. We'll just be focusing in on the ASX here, and the primary count that we have here is from wave 3 here is an A wave, and this B wave needs to move over here, and then wave C down here for wave 4 here. There is a possibility that this wave 4 here can finish where this little wave B is right in here as a ending diagonal triangle in here. So it's a bit of a spanner in the works. So the market could push up from here. So we really need a plan to cover us on both sides here. So the basic short trade would be that if the 57, let's put it in a little yellow line there at 57 here, if that becomes the retested resistance, then we need to be shorting at that point. That would, but because that would take out any of these lows here, and then that would basically destroy any wave structure to the upside at that point. So in very simple terms, the 5700 here as a retested resistance. And on the long side, I'm just going to go into the tick chart and just look at this little area here. So with the tick chart here, just 100 ticks on this one here, on the short side, we have this as wave B over wave C of B over here because we've got 5 waves up here. But because we've got 5 waves up here, if this is a wave 4 low, then we could also have that as wave 1 here. And then we would need to look at this as wave 2, pulling back to the 50-60% area here. This counts quite nicely as a corrective wave up here, but on the cash market, it fits quite nicely as an impulse wave as well. And what we have here is we have a 3-wave structure. Well, technically, it's only 3 waves if this top here gets taken out here. Okay, the top of the B wave here, then that would make it 3 waves here. So I'm suggesting that if the market pushes up through here, or you see strength in the opening, then look for a long position. Well, either on support of 57.30, because that would be the group 1 there, if you like, but also taking out this one here, these tops here at 57.40 as a support. But that's still not going to prove to us that it's going to be a bullish market. It would only be if this top here was taken out here, because then that would settle the dispute of this being 3 waves. But as it stands, it can be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1. Basically, let me have a look in here. An A and a B and a C wave up here. So it can still fail from here and move down. But having the 57 here is really quite a clear case that if the market, moves down into this space here, then you need to look for the retest here and start to build in the short positions over this side here. The thing is too is that with our bullish weekly cycle is that if Friday closes strong, then Monday's going to follow through as well. Profit taking on Tuesday morning, trend resuming, and then Wednesday is a bit of a V-shaped day like Tuesday, but just bigger, down in the morning and up in the afternoon session, and then Thursday being the bear day, and that's basically what we've seen this week as well. So Wednesday was a V-shaped day, Thursday was a bear day, and we're looking for Friday to be the bullish day. So, if on the open A and Z and CBA push to the downside, on the being Friday today, if they push to the downside, well then it's likely we're going to be in that downward trend from that point. But if CBA and ANZ open, to the upside, then look for the bullish day, you know, and then we'll be looking into the uptrend there. So yeah, in a nutshell, just really need to look for you know, that breakout, that's any strength to the upside to take that. With the S&P 500 as well, if I can just find that for a moment. This is just on 20 ticks here. With this market here as well, one of the things that it's got in its pathway for being bullish that I want to point out is this little structure in here, because it's an A and a B and a C wave here. So this is a little bit rough up here, and you could probably squeeze a few counts out of that. But this particular move here makes it corrective. Of course, that top's got to be taken out there, but it's quite secure in its own little way here of being bullish. So technically, with this, because the Australian market, when it opens, will follow this market in the off hours to a point. So if this low here is taken out, then I'd be wrong and you'd be bearish from that point. But while this low is in place here, then and probably even this one, but I haven't investigated this here. So yeah, and we're still in group 2 here. So group 2 here is 65, 72. 65, 72 and 80. So it's being held quite nicely within group 2 here. And any move up here would be looking at the 2500 and higher at that particular point. So there is a case here for bullish. It's not the best in the world, but it's possible. We're basically, without getting into too much complication, we're kind of viewing this as a wave 4 triangle pattern now as well. Just trying to get the grips of that. But just looking at this point here and being within group 2, it hasn't failed as a trend to the upside yet. Do you know? So we need to sort of respect that. The Australian market is pretty much sort of hovering, you know, on the 5700 here, which is its support. So any break of that, we need to look to the downside. So I just think we need to be open-minded, we need to be flexible, and we need to trade what we see. So if being Friday in the bullish weekly cycle, if it is up, then you know that you're on track, and you'll be on track for Monday and Tuesday, and then all you need to do is get through Wednesday and Thursday. And that's what I try to do in the equity trades as well. I try to get from one week to the next week, and trying to you know, give enough space to get through a Wednesday and a Thursday, and then keep building from that point. So going from one week to the next week, it's the Wednesdays and Thursdays that can take out your stops. So you need a bit of a longer term thinking, you know, to get from week to week, so to speak. Yeah, so let's see if Friday is going to be bullish. That will be the trigger for any upside trend at this point. I'll have to leave it at that because I got nothing really else to add to that. Now, the banks, as such, they're on thin ice as well, you know. But like I said, any movement down in those today will be creating the bearish trend. But when I look at some of the stocks like Bendigo Bank, they've got patterns that should send them to the upside. You know, a bit more, and AMP has still got more to go to the upside. So there are stocks there that need to be lifted. So it's quite possible that we can go up. So yeah, if Friday opens strong, then go with that. Alrighty, cheers.